Hey, going live. Late night chat. I've been asleep all day, so I'm up now, feeling good. Hey, Kay. Hey, CL. How are y'all? Mm, 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 mm. All right, Will and Harper. Yes. Hey, Java. Hey, Gigi. Osiris. Hello. 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 I am. I have been sick for the past, I want to say 2 weeks, man. Like first it was like a flu-y, COVID-y like situation, but I took a COVID test and it wasn't COVID. And so I was like congested and coughing, and then the fever, and I had a fever, and then that went down. Like whatever live that I did. So the live that I did where I was talking about music, like that day while I was on live, like I could feel like my voice leaving like while I was on the live, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I've been on live for fucking 3, 4 hours. Maybe I need to take my ass to sleep. Baby, I woke up the next day and had a fever in my chest and everything was like, ugh. It was horrible. So that lasted for probably like a couple of days, like 4 or 5 days, and then it subsided and I didn't have any more congestion, but I had like this weird ass cough. And then day before yesterday, I don't know if I slept wrong or what, but I still was kind of coughing, but my back, like there was like a portion, like the middle of my back, I don't know if there's like a muscle strip right there, but it felt like I had like spraying that muscle strip. So every time I breathe in, like I can feel this like kind of bruise, like it felt like a bruise, like by my back in the spine, where I was like, "Oh, this feels horrible." But and then I was a bit hard to sleep because it just was weird, and so it's been feeling this horrible pain, like I could barely sit here and not feel it. And then today is the first day that it just feels like it's healing. Like it feels like I'm getting back to normal. Like the pain is I still feel it a little bit, but not like it was yesterday or the day before. But everything feels like it's healing. I'm like, God, this past 2 weeks has been horrible. And I haven't even been going outside. So it's like, oh, well, no, I did go out to this little I went to the club. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday, which I had an amazing time with some butch queens that I didn't even know. But that was when I felt like, ooh, I don't feel sick anymore, so now I'm good. So I was gonna go out and have fun, which I did have fun. But then that night I laid down and it was like my back said, bitch, let me give you something else. It was horrible. But now I feel cool. My back doesn't hurt and it's just a little bit of twang. But other than that, I just didn't feel good. Did you have body aches? Not necessarily. Not during the other part. Like it was a congestion fever part, and then that subsided, and it started getting better, 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 better. And then Friday I felt great, and I got dressed and went out. And then that night when I woke up, the back pain was still there and the light cough. And then that has been going until today, which is what, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. So it feels like I'm normal now, like or getting to normal. No cough, no, just a little bit of that back pain. Ugh, horrible. Sucks. A sciatic nerve. I thought that was lower. This is like right in the, maybe it could be, I don't know. I'm not anatomy fish. Um, but it's like it's on this side of my body and it's right in the middle. And it feels like a strip that goes from the middle to like my shoulder blade little bone. It's like a little strip, like I slept wrong or something. It didn't feel like, it just felt like, you know how like if you sleep wrong on crick on your neck and that kind of pain is like somewhere. That's what it felt like. I just feel weird. But what's been going on with y'all? Bussy, how are you? Um, Ravina. Yeah, that's what I thought. I probably slept wrong and I still had the little cough from recovering from whatever that fucking cold or flu it was. And so when I would breathe in, it would be like it felt like that muscle that was strained was stretching. Hmm. I was in Dallas last week for a getaway and made it back to Tampa just in time for a damn hurricane. Yes, child. Hurricane is coming to Tampa, honey. Another element of my life is good, so let me not speak into existence like I'm ungrateful. Ancestors, I am grateful. Thank you. I appreciate you. But there's some petty stuff going on in the world in my life right now that I don't think has nothing to do with them. So I go to I go to the store this morning to get some milk, and I come back with this big old sheet taped to my fucking door. So let's read. So as my apartment complex has now, I've been in this apartment complex forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean. I've been here since 2011. So like March of 2011. So they have switched management maybe like 3 times. And so each time in the recent years has been a raggedy ass transition. The first time, which was like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe two, they didn't even I learned something new. The dumpsters around the apartment complex, like they have to rent them. Like they rent them every month and or whatever. And if they don't pay the rental for them, the people will come and pick them up. And so apparently the switchover didn't go as smooth, or they didn't even attempt to make it smooth. And the people came and picked up their dump dumpsters. So imagine an apartment complex of like 2,000 apartments and no dumpsters. Can you imagine what the apartment looked like? No dumpsters for like a month. So I was like, what the hell is going on? And so that was like 2 or 3 years ago. So they were then what they did was they stopped taking our packages. So now our packages had to be delivered at our door. So normally they would take the packages in the postal, not postal, in this little room. Basically, it's like the mail room. And so they would take our packages, and the people, we could just go pick them up whenever we could go pick them up. And so you don't have to worry about your stuff getting stolen if it's just sitting in front of your door. So my stuff has never got stolen in the years that I have been here, but recently something did. Like about a year ago. And so I was pissed off because y'all, why y'all not fucking taking our packages? Why did y'all switch that policy? That's fucking stupid. So then so what I did was any kind of packages I get, like it depends on who. So like if it's FedEx, well, FedEx is weird, so I don't really get packages from them. But UPS, sometimes they cool, but UPS have a program where if you get a premium account, you can have your packages sent to like an access point, and you can just go pick them up when you want. So I set up my premium account. It's like $20 a year, and cool. But then for some reason, my shit wasn't fucking going to my access point. They was literally, it would say, "Oh, your package is scheduled to go to your access point," but then the fucking delivery person will drop it off at my door. And so that was pissing me the fuck off because what am I fucking paying y'all $20 a year for if you're not sending my packages to the access point like I tell y'all? And so I call them and I'm like, why is my shit not going to my access point? Like I travel a lot. So sometimes packages will come when I'm not here and I don't want them sitting in front of my door. Fucking send it to my access point. That's what I paid for. So the people on the phone talk about, well, we don't know what's the problem is. Let's talk to the driver. And then the driver says something else. And it's just all kinds of like a circle of bullshit. Miscommunication, circle of bullshit. It's just crazy. So it makes the situation with the office more annoying because I have been here for years and y'all have taken the packages. And now all of a sudden you stupid new management don't want to do the work of dealing with packages. And so when y'all don't fucking do shit but sit in that fucking office and don't do shit. And so, yeah. So they got all of their stuff together like within the past, like I said, it's been about 2 years. And so then they started back taking packages from to the office. So it was like, oh, y'all back to normal. Y'all got y'all shit together. So they start taking packages. So no packages was being lost or stolen. Um, but the quality of my apartment complex has just gone down. Like it's like the fucking cleanup people would come every morning. It was like clockwork. They would come every morning. They're cleaning up, they're cutting the grass, they're blowing the fucking sidewalks, and the landscape people is just fucking doing what they're supposed to do every Monday. It used to be like every Monday. Now these past 2 years, they barely want to do, like, you barely hear them. You will see trash in the fucking hallway, in the little walkway. You will see, like, it'll just be like fucking raggedy. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we ain't never had to deal with this. Me and my neighbor was talking about it, and we don't even fucking talk like that. And we were talking about like just how bad like this management is doing in regards to making the property look nice. Y'all fucking job. They got the dumpsters back like a month after they were supposed to get them. So they cleaned all of that up, but it's still whoever's supposed to clean up normally on Monday, they just weren't doing a good enough job that they normally do. And so and it's not us, like we're cleaning up our particular area, like sweeping off our porch and da 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 da. But it'll be shit like if you're walking through and going to the mailbox, you'll see like this little walkway and somebody just putting their fucking, instead of taking it to the dumpster, they'll just put their fucking trash right there. And then nobody is picking it up. And so now the cats is scrambling through it. And so it's like the workers are supposed to pick that shit up. And so we don't understand. It's so annoying. So that's like this management is like 2 years. Now we just, and then, I'm not xenophobic, but I feel like if you work in the office and everybody in this apartment complex speaks either Spanish or English or something else, you need to be able to speak Spanish or English. Like, you need to be able to speak English. And so if I come to the office, there needs to be at least one person that speaks English. And I don't want to sound like a Republican, but like we are in America. Like, so it needs to be one. I shouldn't come into the office and not, I don't mind you speaking even broken English, or you know what I'm saying, but somebody, it can't be one person that doesn't speak English. Like it can't, it just, that's just doesn't make sense. That's not efficient. And so I would come in there and it's this one girl who does not speak English. And I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? Like, how are we supposed to communicate? Like, what is the tea? So I gotta pull out my phone and type da da da. This is not efficient, y'all. Y'all gotta be able to, you gotta, come on, you gotta be able to communicate. So, so when we get to, so all right, so now this month, July, no, no, October, what's before September. So September is when the new management come in. So this month, new management. So I go in there and I'm like, and so they sent a letter out before this one saying that we are coming into everybody's apartment to do an inspection. Now, my apartment's clean, nothing's tore up, blah, blah, blah. So I'm ready for them. But this also means that, okay, cool, y'all new people, y'all need to come fix some stuff. Y'all, whatever the people was supposed to fix, y'all need to come fix it. So I tell the lady who, when she come in, she has this little paper where she's telling what I need to tell her what needs to be fixed. So I give her the whole list. And so I go in there, I'm like, hey, so when y'all gonna come fix the stuff? Now that we did the inspection, when y'all gonna come fix the stuff? And then the lady say, oh, oh, I just oh, she just wrote that on the paper just to make sure it's all accounted for. You still have to put in your work order. All right, cool. So let's put in the work order. Oh no, sweetie, it has to be in writing. It ain't never had to be in writing. But okay, put it in writing. I write it all down, every single one of the things. The next day, take it to them. Wait a couple of days, because I'm patient. I waited like 3 days and went in there on the fourth day. I was like, all right, so ain't nobody came. Now I'm used to the people coming within that day or the day before. So even the old management, which I love the old management, they were so good. The old management to the new management to this like past 2 years, and then this brand new management. So usually, even with the raggedy management that just left, they would come within 1 or 2 days. Like if I put it in the morning on this day, they'll come that day. But if they don't come that day, they're coming the next day in the morning. That's what I'm used to. And so this new one that started this month, they talk about putting putting the put it in writing. So when I put it in writing, I'm like, okay, cool. So I done waited 3 days. So y'all, why y'all ain't sent no maintenance in here? So I go in there. I was like, oh yeah. So when you're gonna fix my stuff, and so the lady gonna say, oh, you need to put it in writing. I said, I already did. Here's my copy. Y'all should have a copy on file. I already gave it to y'all. And she was like, oh, well, we don't have our management portal set up yet. So you need to do, when we get our management portal set up, you need to put it through the management portal. So me putting it in writing didn't really matter, because now y'all saying you need to put all work orders into, is the primary tool submitting work orders. Check your account balance and view payment option. We will no longer accept work orders or provide balance inquiry through the office phone or email. So why have y'all been telling me for the past month to put in it in writing, and then didn't fix my shit, and then now you send this, and you ain't got the portal open, so y'all not gonna fix my shit until the portal's open. So they don't have their portal to pay your bills yet on set up, which this should have been done throughout September so that it can work for Since y'all knew y'all was switching in September, so it can work for October. Y'all had a month to fucking do that shit. So why y'all didn't do that? That should have been the first thing y'all did, so y'all can get y'all money on the first. So instead of them doing that, they said, "Oh, well, you have to pay in person with money orders." But now, which I actually love because it don't cost me nothing to go to my bank to and get like a cashier's check and pay my rent. It's free from my bank. But they want you to do it online, which costs you a $6 processing fee. It used to be, now the old people used to charge you $18 to process it online. But these people charge you $6 to process it online. And I feel like you shouldn't charge me to pay you. You charging me to pay you? That's fucking weird. Even if it's $6, I'm petty. Cause y'all, if I was $6 short on my fucking rent, y'all would be petty up and give me a late fee. So why the fuck you charging me to pay you? That should be free. You should always have a fucking free option. I should be able to either bring a money order. I should be able to either pay. There should be a free option for me to pay you money. I should not have to spend money to pay you money. That's fucking stupid and unfair and shady. Why is there a fee for me to pay you? Am I tripping? It might be normal, but I think that normal it's fucking whack. Like I shouldn't have to be charged to pay you. I think that's fucking weird. So they didn't have that together. So on the first, when it was time to pay rent, and so I was pissed off because I had to pay my rent for 2 months because I'm gonna be out of town. This ain't got nothing to do with them. But I'm going to be out of town on the 1st of November. So I paid my rent for October and um November all at the same time. Because I won't be here. So I'm already pissed because I don't really be liking to pay up front. Even if I don't even like to pay on the first. I like to pay on the third, the last day before it's late. I don't know why I'm petty like that, but it's just me. I do not like to give the motherfuckers my money. And so and so and so so I'm like, I don't really understand. It just pissed me off and made me annoyed by the fact that I have to do this. And so now the list of shit that they're saying, first of all, they're going up on our water bill. So our water bill is going to be $50 and our gas bill is going to be 10. And then there is a trash service for $15. So that goes up $5. It used to be 10. So that's 20 extra dollars for all this shit because it didn't used to be that high. It used to be like around 50. Now it's about 60 total for gas and water. The trash used to be 10. And then they're charging you $6 for pest control. The shit that they use don't fucking work. So me and my neighbor, we have to use our own stuff, which works really, really good. I don't know if y'all I don't know if y'all I don't know if y'all got to deal with bugs, but anytime somebody moves from like our me and my neighbor, we share our little like if I so what happens is like probably like every 3 months, anytime we start seeing some little bugs, we will start going some roaches or some ants or whatever. We go to this place called Solutions, Pest Solutions or whatever, and it gives it this stuff like this some spray and some let me see if I can find it for y'all. No, it's not anywhere near me. But anyway, it's these little discs. So basically, you crack them. You crack them. It's a spray in a disc. So you crack them, and when you crack this it looks like a disc with a little tube. When you crack the tube, a liquid come out of it and put on this little cloth, this like cloth disc, and 70 feet, wherever bugs are, 70 feet from that stuff, it makes them to where they can't outgrow their shell. So, like in about 2 weeks, you'll start seeing these fucking bugs run around looking deformed and decrepit because they can't something going on with their body where it fucks them up. So they can't reproduce. they can't grow out of their shell. They can't shed their little shell. So they'll be running around all decrepit in like 2 weeks they dead because they out of there. And you ain't gotta worry about them no more for like long, 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 long time. Long as you keep your apartment clean, da 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 da. But what happens with us, me and my neighbor, I'll go buy them and I'll share them with her. And like maybe 3 months after that, she'll go buy them and share them with me because we don't fucking like bugs. And so, does the stuff harm the cats? No. Uh-uh. Um, and so yeah, it works. It's so fucking good. Like it's the best pest control that I ever used in my life. And so like you can see it working. And so what we usually have to do, if nobody lives above us, we kind of good. Like we it might take a year before we see bugs. So, but sometimes say somebody nasty move up. Um, let me go find it. I'll get up and go get it when I'm done. Um, say somebody nasty lives above us. Like say if we're somebody good, then we don't have no problems. We cool. But say somebody nasty live above us and then they move out, especially above me. Usually the person who live above her, they've been there for a minute, so they ain't moving. But this the person that live above me. This apartment, I don't know what happens, but it just rotates a lot. And so um squeeze out every little penny and day for what it's worth. Amen. Um But say they nasty. And so when they leave, they might cause some bugs and some and you'll start seeing bugs because they running, oh, they been up there chilling because they nasty, but now they coming down here and you can kind of start seeing them. Like I start seeing them. So I'll be like, hey, I tell my neighbor, hey, I'm about to go get some of the stuff. Let's wear it out. Cause are you seeing something? She'd be like, yeah, I seen one the other day. And we'll figure it out. So why am I tell y'all this? What made me get on that? Oh, that the people they pest control don't fucking work, and so we have to. I got to spend $50 for my own pest control anyway. So now I gotta pay you $6 a month to come spray some shit that don't even fucking work anyway, because I have to go buy my own shit. That's fire. That's good. Let me show y'all what it is. All right. So this is the spray. Nova side. Love the spray. And it only takes a little bit. But this is what make them nuke they ass. So this is called. Oh man, hold on. I looked it up earlier today. This is what it looks like. And it works like 7 feet. So wherever you put it, it works up to 7 feet. So this little thing got the juice in it right here. And you crack it and it makes this get wet and you just stick it somewhere because it has this little sticky thing and you just stick it. So like you can stick one in the bathroom, stick one in the kitchen, stick one. Mine is wherever you got water supplies because usually bugs is gonna follow where the water is unless you got food somewhere that ain't supposed to be. Like if you eat in your room, I don't eat in my room, but if you eat in your room, it's gonna be crumbs and food and shit in there. So you're gonna attract bugs in there. So you need to put one in there. But if you don't eat in your room and you just have like just your kitchen and your bathroom, put it in your kitchen and bathroom because the bugs are going to follow where the water is because they can survive without like food for a while, but they can't survive without water. So even if your house is clean and there's a water supply, they can get to the water supply. Your goal is to kill their eggs and where they at. Hold on, I'm about to look it up because I can't remember what it's exactly called, but I looked it up earlier. but it works so good. I love it. It's called they come in this thing right here. It's called Gentral Disc Point Source IGR. Gentral Point Source IGR. I love, 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 love it. And so like you can get like you can get like two and put it in your bathroom. It's gonna work. Bathroom and kitchen. But if you got a certain area that you see them all the time, like sometimes by my door, I'll see some ants or something because this work for all kinds of bugs. And so sometimes I'll see some because I don't know what it is about my door. There's like a it's a no, I know what it is. It's a light right there. And so it attracts like little insects because it's a light right there. And so, honey, you put this right there, them insects won't come. They won't come to that fucking light no more. They'll be gone, get wearing their ass out. But yeah, you have this around the house and spray this, baby, them bugs is gonna be gone within like 2 weeks. Cause you're gonna start seeing them because they're gonna be decrepit and retarded. They're gonna look like little it it re, it stunts the growth of babies and it stunts the growth of and it poisons the inside of like adults to where they can't have babies and they can't shed their outer shell because as they grow they shed that shell and grow into a bigger bug, and so they can't shed it, so it's stuck, and you'll start seeing them, and they look all decrepit and retarded, and you'll be like, "Ah, got you, bitch. Get the fuck out of here, about to die." I love these. Love them, love them, love them. So yeah, anyway, so y'all charging me $6 for pest control, and then your ass don't even fucking y'all shit don't even work. I gotta go get the shit that do work. What else? Then they talking about patio rules. I ain't gotta worry about this, but you only can have plants and patio furniture on your patio. No grills are permitted because I live with a bunch of Latinx folks, and honey, they love grilling, which I don't mind because sometimes I buy some of their food and it be good. um, but they talk about they gonna charge you $150 plus $50 per day until the patio meets our standards. Patio and balconies are not to be used for storage. Yeah, I am annoyed. They're annoying me already. And it's this new crew is the niggas. This new crew of people that be in the office is my folks. And honey, you go in there and they got attitudes for no reason. Where you like, Miss Thing, I'm in here being nice. And I come in looking like a business lady. And so they be thinking I'm stuck up anyway. But that's okay. That means you're gonna treat me like you got some sense. But I know it's gonna change because y'all bonuses is gonna be based off of um because their bonuses are based off of how what percentage of the residents pay their bills on time. And so I'm a bitch that pay my bills on time. So you gonna eventually know who I am and treat me with some respect because I'm the bitch who gonna always pay on time. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. Nothing, you know, first world problems, but still a problem. Still annoyed. Still annoyed by the issue. Mm, 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 mm. What's been going on with y'all? It is late night. Why are y'all up? I'm up because I was asleep all day today because I was not feeling good. And now I'm up. So why are y'all up? Are y'all being whores, getting boinked in your booty holes? Mm. Insomnia, I'm always up. Do you have ADHD? That is a symptom of ADHD. I'm at work. I got less than an hour left. Come on, hour left. What do you do? Where is this late? Overnight. Good morning, Camille. I've been having some really good skincare. I've had some really good results with this vegan Lux brand. This is the detox cleanser. Really, really love it. It smells like really minty. And then this is the niacinamide and hyaluronic acid serum. And then this is a moisturizer that is rosehip oil and hibiscus face cream. Love it. And as y'all can see, my skin is looking great. It's looking clear and moisturized. It has really been making my skin look pretty. Cause this, I usually have like dry patches right here, but it's been pretty cool for the past. Now I had to watch a Trump ad. Baby, Trump is wearing out my Twitter, wearing out my ads. But this ain't the first time YouTube is shady like that. I remember I got this screenshot that comes up every blue moon where they were playing a Mitt Romney ad on my fucking videos. Remember when Mitt Romney ran for president? That whatever that year was. I was like, child, if you don't get out of my face. Do-do-do. Mm, 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 mm. Ah, I walked to the store and I got bit by a mosquito. It's itching on my hand now. I have sort of mentally tuned out when it comes to this today stuff with elections. Nothing going to change my mind or sway me at this point. I wish Kamala the best though. Hmm. I complete my mail in ballot to get it out of the way. Just need to mail it once the storm passes. Mm. Today, well, not now. October the 7th was the last day that you could register to vote here in Texas to make sure that you were registered. So, yeah, no, it's. Am I gonna go see the new Joker movie? No. I don't know what's going on with my speaking voice. I have been jumbling my words. No, I am not going to see it. I have no interest in seeing it. I heard it was a musical, which I think is stupid. I wonder how many people they purged the last day. They would do some shady shit like that. True. You're totally right. Oh, oh, yeah. There really is some fine ass men in this world, man. That's something I wanted to see if y'all agree with me about. You know, the internet, I'm going to be a shit show here in Georgia. They passed so many laws leading up to this election. Do you think Sissy is suffering in the afterlife for keeping Whitney and Robin apart? No, I don't. Um, Sissy is a grown ass woman. I mean, not Sissy. Whitney was a grown ass woman. If she wanted to be with Robin, she would have been with Robin when she was grown. I can understand it in the even in her youth, but when she got grown, they didn't want her to be with Bobby either, and she chose Bobby. So yeah, she could have chose to be with Robin. I don't think. I think Whitney was like many women, they're especially Christian faith women. I do think Whitney liked men. I do think she loved Bobby, but I think like many women, she fell in love with Robin. But I don't think she, even if they she was, I don't think she ever would have been with Robin in regards to that. I think that based on her religion, being with a man was the T. I don't think that was solely on Sissy. I think Whitney was a Christian girl too, and that the complexity of homosexuality in the Christian a Christian life is there, whether your mother accepted or not. And so I think Whitney would have chose to be with Bobby or be with a man eventually anyway. And I think Whitney chose. Once Whitney became an adult, she chose. She chose a man. Because a she could have been with a woman after Bobby. But she guess who she got with? She got with Ray J. She could have been with women. Anyone who held her back or was the devil in her life or had her sacrificed is Clive Davis. I don't agree with that. I think Clive Davis loved Whitney. Whitney was a cash cow to Clive Davis, and I think he did love her. I think Whitney had a drug addiction, and as somebody who has been around addicts all my life, they don't always make the most responsible decisions, even when you are trying to help them. So I think that Clive Davis loved Whitney. Right, what were you gonna ask us about fine people? Um, oh, I know what I was gonna say. So I think this about fine people, and I think this is about good singers. So before the internet, the people who could sing or fine people that you come across, like exceptionally beautiful people that you come across, were in your circle realm of people. Like it's who you saw, like at school, who you saw in your neighborhood, who you saw in your city, like people in your circle, in your region, in your area, in your proximity. But now that we have the internet, we are exposed to way more fine ass people than we used to be. Like all these niggas, like it was very rare that you saw a dude with a buff ass body. Like I'm talking about that hit the gym all the time, lifting weights, not bodybuilder type, but I'm talking like a nice body dude, like who was like exceptionally fit. It was very rare that you see that, but now with the internet, I see it all the time. Like I see so many dudes with nice ass bodies that hit the gym all the time. Da 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 da. Da. Similar to kind of like if you live in LA, you go living in LA because it's Hollywood, you're going to be exposed to people who are taking care of their bodies and hitting the gym all the time. And I think that we're with the internet, it's exposing us to fine ass people all the fucking time. Like it's I see exceptionally fine ass people from all around the world, from Africa, United Kingdom, America, Caribbean, and they all have like Instagram channels. They're doing fitness or they're doing modeling, they're doing fashion, and you just having access to fine ass people. And I think the same thing happens with singers. You used to hear that one or two or three amazing, pristine, amazing singers. For me, mine was my cousin, Kiki Wyatt. When we were younger, nobody in our city could sing like Kiki. Like, you had other girls who could sing, but I'm talking about like her, where it was like, exceptional. She's been singing like that since she was probably like 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I remember her just blowing. Um, so where you like, oh my God, this is an exceptional talent. And but now that I'm older and I'm getting more exposed to people, I see people singing down all the time, having an interesting singing down voices because I run across them because they're doing videos and singing stuff on TikTok or Instagram and da da da. So hearing somebody sing really exceptionally rare well is not that rare. And so seeing these unique, amazingly talented singing voices, it isn't surprising anymore. It doesn't move me in the way that it used to when I was younger because it was so rare for me to run across somebody to be so exceptional to my ear. And so I feel like that way about fineness. Do y'all feel like y'all being exposed to a lot of fine ass people? Like I feel like I'm being exposed to like exceptionally fine ass people all the time. Where you like, oh my God, where are you from? Oh, he's from London. Oh, where he from? Oh, he's from Jamaica. Oh, where he from? He's from California. Oh, where he's from? He's from Columbus, Ohio. It'd be some fine ass dude that you ain't never seen in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, it's just I feel like that way about fine people. I feel that way about um singers. I feel that way about artists too. Like I feel like you'll find like somebody that does some amazing freaking shit. Like, let me go to my new following. I started following this dude that that does like really high end. I hate when it does this. He does really like intricate tie-dye jobs. I think that shit happened slightly before the internet, though, like the 80s and the 90s push a mass culture of narcissism and vanity. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Elizabeth. I lived during that era and it didn't give that, not what it's given now. We didn't have access to it. There is a, oh, here we go. His name is Dyes and Good Vibes. Dyes and Good Vibes. And he does tie dye, but in a really intricate like way.
One of my favorite parts of tie dyeing has always been opening up the finished piece. And now that I have a son, it's really cool to see his excitement when I pull it out of the dryer. So I wanted to make a piece that represented our appreciation for tie dye. My son's only 2 years old now, but I chose to depict him as a little bit older in this piece as kind of wishful thinking that maybe someday he would want to tie dye. The
Yeah,
design
his shit
itself
is so
ended up being
fire.
more difficult than I had anticipated. The idea was to have a classic rainbow tie-dye with a 20-point mandala inside of the frame and the outside be grayscale with the two stencil figures standing in front of it. And with the frame being such a small border in between the rainbow and the grayscale, it was really difficult to figure out how to keep the rainbow inside of the frame. So here's what that looks like all dyed up. I got the 20-point mandala on the front and the back side and all the Kenny style nubs in between. And here it is. I'm calling this piece Appreciation.
Fire.
Super proud of this one. Let me know what you think.
Fire.
One of my favorite
Fire
parts
as
of
fuck.
tie-dyeing has always been...
him and just artists that like does some fucking amazing shit where you like, how did you even start doing this shit? Where you like, what is going on here? Then I started following this dude who he be sewing clothes. I hate when it does that. Anyway, I'll find some later. But yeah, artists too. Like I'll find um just different artists that are doing like amazing, unique work, like in fashion, in or just I seen this girl go to the thrift store, and I think I'm gonna do this because it's like a let me see, it's like a DIY project that she did, and let me see if I can find it. Hold on. And she basically went to the thrift store and found like watches. And here she go.
Very DIY. Yeah, I do. So let's go ahead and make this watch necklace that I have been seeing all over my Pinterest time. First thing that you're gonna need is 5 watch faces. Now these are the 3 that I picked out because I wanted these to be in the middle, and since they all share the same face. Next, you're just gonna cut all of the leather straps off. Now listen, I got these at the thrift store, so please do not come from me saying that I'm cutting genuine leather. I'm probably not. Now that the straps are gone and we're left with just the faces, I want you to put them in whatever order that you think looks good on your esophagus, aka your neck. You are gonna need some jewelry pliers and these little round circle things. I do not know what they're called, but you already know I'm gonna put it on the screen, so please, not too much. Now we're gonna take some of our rings, open them up like corkscrew style so that they're like slanted, and we're gonna attach our watches with the ring. Now, if you don't feel as if it's so secure with just one, I did add 2 to each watch face that I did connect, but you're simply just gonna repeat this step until all 5 faces are all connected. Finally, using an old bracelet that I had laying around, I attached it to the end to create a bridge. And friend, just like that, you the baddest on the block. Who else got a watch necklace? Nobody else?
So
well,
fucking
I
cute.
did find it on Pinterest, so probably somebody else. Well, girl, be for real, it's cute. Do I have a problem making unnecessary
That is so
DIYs?
cute.
Yeah.
I saved that so I can go to the store and make that. I'm gonna do that. I can't wait. Shit like that. I wouldn't have been exposed to that when I was younger. I was exposed to certain people, like a little bitty, like a little set group of people who can do stuff. Like I remember this dude I used to hang with, he like could really draw in an amazing way. I'm talking about exquisite, top tier drawing. Where you like, dude, like you are talented. Not just, oh, you cool, but like, yo, like this is like God-given talent. Like you are killing this. And there are some people, and I feel like I'm being more exposed to artists in that way, where I'm like, oh, we have a tool for them to get their art out and we can see it. Like we see it in a way that we couldn't see before. So we're exposed to, like, I remember I saw this dude, he was using a torch to burn wood, and he was like using it to draw like portraits of people. And it was like, oh my God, this is so dope. What else? And then I saw this other dude. He used orange slices, not orange slices, the slice part, but the peel part, and he laid it flat to make this fabric out of orange peels. He was fired, literally, yes. And he made this fabric out of orange peels, and he laid it all out, and he let it. I don't know what he did to it, but he laid it all out, and then he fashioned it into this fucking this lamp. And on the outside of the lamp, like when the lights are on, you see like the backside of the orange peel, the white part. Like when you take a peel off of orange, you know it'd be orange and then it'd be white on the inside. And so when you see it, it just looks like this big ass ball. It looks like this big ass pretty like neutral artsy ball. But then at night when he cut the lights off and cut the light on, because it's a lamp, he cut the light on, the orange on the inside from the orange peel makes the whole ball glow orange, and it just looks so good. It was like, what made you even think about this? It basically a lampshade. It looks like a ball, like a big ass ball, and it looks like a neutral pretty white when you first see it, but then when the lights cut on, the orange shine through the light, and it looks like a orange pretty lampshade with this like mosaic of lines going through it, but it's really the peel because he peeled it off and kind of made it into sheets of fabric. It was so good. I was like, oh my God, who even thinks about shit like this? Unless you're just a fucking natural artist. And it was so nice. And when I was younger, I was only exposed to the art in my circle of people, like either at the art museum, those kind of artists, or people in my circle who were artists. But it was like small people, like people nobody knew that was just talented. But I think the internet has exposed us to so many of people talent. Like they can show you what they can do. Hmm. But yes. What else is going on? What else do I want to just chit chat about? Mm, I am. I had plateaued for a little bit, but I got on the scale yesterday and I'm 265, and I have been in like the 70, 75, 270, 275 range for like a fucking month. But it might be because I've been sick for this past 2 weeks. And so I got down to 265. So we'll see. Check back next week. I might be back up. Yeah, my goal was 240. My goal was 240. But I think I changed my mind about that because also my goal was to not have too much saggy ass skin. And luckily for me, I'm good. It doesn't feel like I'm getting that kind of skin that's kind of like, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have that, which is a blessing. Yeah, I don't really have, like, some of my friends that got it, their skin looks like that kind of. I don't got that. Thank you. Thank you. And I feel like if I keep losing weight, it's going to be doing that. And I don't want it to do that. I want to be still kind of. So I think I want to be a size 14, 16. I'm a 16, 18 now, but I want to be a 14, 16. So let me get down to, I feel like an 18 is, I can fit some 16s. I can always fit an 18. 20s are too big. So if I can get to where a 14 is exactly right, and I might can fit a 16 sometimes, I think that'll be right. Because I don't want to be under a 14. I remember being under a 14 and I didn't really like that. I didn't feel like I looked sickening. Let me show y'all what my body looked like when I was a 12, 14. I look cool, but I didn't feel va 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 voom like I wanted to feel. Yeah, give me that 14. I have to go far back, honey, to get to that. Yes, this is when I was like a 12, 14. And that was too skinny for me. I wanted to be a little bit bigger than that. That was cool, but I don't like that. Not for my taste and what I want to look like. Yeah, this was like a 12. This was like a 12, 14. Yeah, I didn't really It's cool. I look cool, but I wanted to be a little bit thicker than that. Yeah. Now this is when I was a 10. This is when I was like an 8, 10. Now that was too skinny, but I was fine though. That's when I first moved to Houston. I was 26, honey. I was fine though, but I was skinny. This was in 2010. Skinny, baby. Skinny, 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 skinny. I did like, yeah, I just don't be having no cakes when I'm skinny like that. The cakes is not caking, honey. I want to be cakey, baby. It's giving model, but it's not giving what I want to give. I want to give va 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 boom, Jessica Rabbit, baby. This is giving too skinny. Mm-mm. No, thank you. Yeah. It's cool, but I want to be thick mama. Thick mama mia. Yeah. Too bony. I look like fucking a light skinned Whitney Houston in that wig and skinny like that. No, thank you. This was 2012. I was just too skinny. No, I need to be thick. hmm This is the year I went to the BET Awards in 2012. This is at that hotel that I stayed at. This is when the year I met P Diddy, and I was at a P Diddy party, not a frequent, but we were at a party he had at Mr. Chow's. It was a regular party. It wasn't a God, this I was skinny. Oh my God. Ugh, bone knee. I do never want to be back to that size. Too skinny. Mm-mm. No. No, thank you, baby. Oh, it was regular. It just was a fun little party. It wasn't anything crazy at all happening. Yeah. Mm-mm. Now this is the size that I want to be. This is when I felt fish. I felt like, fish sticks, baby. Just a little bit thicker than I was before. That was like 2 sizes later. I felt like that was my fish. That was this size was like, I look like, plump and healthy fish, my favorite. I love this size. This was like a 14, 16. I think this was like a 14, 16. I love that era. That era gave me everything I needed, baby. This is me and my king. Just look like regular fish, baby. Regular. I was like a 14, 16. Same thing here. A little bit thicker, but where I want to be, baby. Exactly where I want to be. It's a little, just a little bit more. Like a 6. I think I was like my king. I love my king. That's my boo. His name is Freddie. He's from Houston. My gay nephew. Oh, this is when I went to. Oh, that's not a good picture. I ain't seen him in years. He works for Delta. Now, this is the 16. Yes, 16. That's what I want to get back to. That's a 16, baby. You used to live in ATL. I didn't. He did. Yes, that is what I want to get back to. That's a 16. 16 was where I want to be. Do you still talk to Ty? Yes, Ty is in my lives all the time. The girl that her name is Jello, what is it? Hello Jello or something. That's Ty. We talk all the time. Me and Ty is never gonna stop talking. That is my that is my sister. Even if we mad at each other, we gonna talk. That's been my sister since I was 11 years old. We are never not gonna be. That's like I think of her like my blood. Yeah, jiggly Jello. Yes, I think of her like my blood sister. And despite her not being my blood sister. But as far as how our relationship is, we are never gonna not talk to each other, even if we're mad, which we rarely are. But we're never gonna not talk. She's gonna always be in my life for the rest of my life. That is how we are dedicated to each other. Will y'all please bring back Entrance Heart? No. That was a moment in time, darling. That was a moment in time. Oh, I remember. This is right before I cut my hair. That's all my real hair in a bun. It's the longest it had ever been. It was so long. And I cut it off like about a month later. I lost my best friend like that this year. I'm still struggling with it. We were friends since I was 11 as well. I don't think I'll ever get over it. You won't, but it'll get easier over time. You will never get over it though. I like this size too. This was the size. I think this is like a 14, 16 too. I still a little skinny, but I felt sickening. This is me and Brandon. My boo, my boo, my boo. This is my king again. This is when we were out. That's my king right there. My butch queen babies. I'm looking like a church lady in that Ralph Lauren dress. Out at the club looking like a church lady in a chic dress. Y'all remember Barrett? This is in Chicago. Barrett TV. This is us at the latex ball. That's at the latex ball. This is me and Sheldon, my boo. He was in the closet here. Now he's an out gay man. But he's in the closet. Yes. That's my very first Louis Vuitton bag. The very first. This is an M. Sully bag. The very first I ever got. My first luxury purchase. No, it's not my first luxury purchase, but my first Louis Vuitton. I got a few now, but that was my very, very first one. So yeah, so this is me with my hair all twisted up, and then months later, I got inspired by this and cut it into a box. And then I got some fake faux locks. Oh, what a time when I was exploring my hair. Oh, this is a blast from the past. Me and Buck Angel. Now he's a turf Republican, child. Oh, Lord. Oh, how time changes and fly by. Oh, yeah. This is 16, 14, 16. Thick and right. Thighs looking good. Milky, thick thighs. How that happened, child, I don't even know. Child, you got to ask him. I don't know what his tea is. Joan Smalls and Naomi Campbell. God, I love that picture. Sickening. Sickening, sickening, sickening. Or was that Jordan? That Joan Smalls or Jordan? I can't remember her name. Oh, yeah. Child, I don't even know. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. This was at my brother's graduation. I felt so cute that day. I was trying to make him proud, honey. Look at him with his letters. So cute. When he graduated from college. I love it. So cute. This is when I was getting a little bit over. I still was fine though, but this is where I was getting over where I wanted to be. This is when I was getting into the 16, 18. Yeah, Deanna don't make no ugly children. Deanna don't make no ugly children. Anybody came out of my mom's vagina look decent. Look good. She don't make no ugly kids. This is my Betty Boop. Has enough time passed for you to tell us what happened at BTAC? Hmm. Yeah, enough time has passed. What do you want to know? What in regards to what? I'm not under contract with BTAC anymore, so I can talk freely. What would you like to know, darling? What? Aren't you going back? I am not. We don't align anymore. Our vision, our community visions don't align anymore. Yeah, when it was when we aligned. It was. I think it's a great thing to do for a new transitioner um who wants to be in a space where it's tons of black trans people that are cool um and that's you've never seen that before. I think it's a great place for that. But if you are looking for more than that, then don't. Um, I think it's a performance that I'm not interested in. Once once it stopped being it started to be just a surface level, and the care for communities stopped being deeper, and I start seeing that it was just certain level, surface level. That's not what I want to be a part of. So, you know, That's where it ends for me. Well, that's where I get off the train after so many years. Isn't that sad? After so many years, yeah. If you are in Houston, I am being honored on October the 26th. I am the 2024 recipient of the Harrison Guy Award for Arts and Culture Excellence this year in 2024. So exciting, so honored. Um, yeah, I can't wait to it. I'm gonna be fly as hell. So if you want to come and hang out, get y'all some tickets and support a dope ass organization. This is a dope ass organization. um, yeah, it just thank you. I just let me think. Yeah, this year was just a year that everybody's ugly side of them, and it wasn't just BTAC. It was a community thing. Like it was a community thing. Like it wasn't just BTAC. It was all community came together at BTAC, and everything that I don't like about community popped up. And I am sitting there trying to juggle it. Like I'm trying now, my job is to make sure people are having a good time and to be an ambassador for trans women in the space and an ambassador for BTAC and be this kind of person that is juggling major problems that are happening within the conference. And so me juggling those things, and I'm very so one thing about me, you don't know this unless you are in my life. So y'all wouldn't know this because is you have to see me in action to be able to do it. I am really, really good at navigating people's mental health. I am really, really good at navigating people's idiosyncrasies, um, those little quirks. You know how sometimes you have people and people be like, "Oh, I don't like her. She get on my nerves. Like I just don't. It's not she didn't do nothing to me, but I just can't be around her because her personality gets on my nerves." I'm one of those people who can deal with people's difficult personalities really, really well because I deal with people on an individual basis. And so I'm able I'm able to make people feel like I'm their special friend. And it's not being fake. I don't want y'all to get that impression. It is me learning how you are and then engaging with you the best way for us to communicate. And so because I'm really, really good at that, people use me a lot of times to mediate problems. And I'm really good at it. My formal education revolves around psychology and therapy and all that kind of stuff. So because of that, I'm really, really good at navigate and mediating issues and mediating shit. Okay. This year, there were so many problems going on all at one time that it felt like unnecessary problems. Unnecessary problems that were going on at one time that I was navigating and navigating them in a way that was masterful. So much so, there were so many train wrecks that were about to happen that didn't happen because I was avoiding them, because I was helping avoid them. by engaging with people, even though some of the people that were around me were trying to make these things difficult, despite. But despite all of that, it all worked out. And by the end of it, I said, I do not want to be in this community anymore. The way, not just BTAC, I want community members, the way they were acting and how they were performing, I said, my problem here is my relationship with community has become unhealthy for me. In how people are engaging, people were being very, very toxic, not to me, but to other people that I had, and I have to mediate this. And it's just not one-sided, it's multiple-sided. So this person being messy to this person being messy to this person being messy to this person. And it's just a bunch of mess going on. And I'm seeing the ugly side of all these people. Like very, very ugly, toxic, negative side. But because I'm everybody's special friend, they want me to come in and be like, I need you to do this, and I need you to why are they not listening to me when I do da? But y'all all doing shady, negative, petty stuff to people, or saying negative, petty stuff to people. Like y'all all are being negative to each other. And I'm in the middle like, I want to shoot all of y'all because y'all all are being shady and trifling. But because I handled it so well, I didn't share what was being confidently told to me in this conversation. And even though this conversation, when she was telling me the conversation, let me give you a perfect example. So there was a clash happening between these two people. This person said, and I'm giving you like a summary. This person is like, fuck that bitch. I don't give a fuck about her. If she cause me any motherfucking problems, I'll call the police on that motherfucking bitch. Fuck her. Now, calling the police is against my core principles. Over petty ass shit. You have to be stabbing, bleeding to death. For me to call the police, there has to be something really going on. But the way she's talking, nothing is to that level. Ain't no fighting and da. It's just you're threatening to call the police on people in our community. That is toxic to me. And so I'm talking her off the ledge and I'm saying, sweetie, you're going too far. Now, mind you, she is talking to me. Now, what you're revealing to me is that we are not aligning in regards to our politics. You're talking about calling the police on people we care about. And all they're trying to do is have a healthy conversation with you. And you are threatening to call the police. Like they're literally trying to have a healthy conversation with you and you're threatening to call the police. That's toxic to me. Like they're trying to have a behind the scenes conversation and you're talking and you're cussing. Now, remind you, she's not cussing at me in regards to at me as Diamond. She's talking to Diamond about another person, but she's cussing and going off and being nasty in a way that I have never experienced this person to be. And so it reveals a side of this person that I'm like, I don't like this person. And the fact that you are so comfortable to show me this person lets me know that our friendship has gone too far. I don't want you to be this comfortable with me. I don't like this. Do you see what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Like whatever this person is, I don't want this person to ever show up to me again because this person doesn't make me feel safe. Even though it's not directed towards me, just the fact that you are going here over somebody just trying to have a conversation with you, just the fact that you are going here is really toxic to me. But because I know what you're giving, and I know that what you're saying it in anger because you're frustrated because we're in the middle of this event that we're trying to do and you're frustrated and this is just you lashing out because you're frustrated. I know this is not who you want to be. This may, and as somebody, an imperfect human myself, I've been in situations with people where I said the most toxic shit because I was angry and didn't really mean it. I didn't want to be that person. And right now, this person is doing that. And I'm giving them the grace to do it. And then we reel them back down. And by the end of the conversation, she was like, okay, Diamond, what you tell me what you want me to do. You said this is just a conversation that we need to have to kind of ruffle some feathers down. I can be there. I can sit and have the conversation. Just because I love you and I know you're not trying to do this to harm us or not trying to do this. I trust your judgment. You're a part of my team and I trust your judgment. So I apologize and I just want to work through this. So this by the time we get out of the conversation, it starts at 10, cussing, calling the police, da 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 da, and it gets down to like 3. Okay, Diamond, I'm ready to listen to you. So I've worked it down and ruffled the feathers down. Now, when I go back to the person to say, okay, she's ready to have a conversation, I don't share with this person all the negative that happened because that doesn't do anything. If I was a messy person, I could be like, oh, she said she was going to call the police on y'all. Da, da, da. But I know that doesn't solve a problem. That doesn't mediate a problem. When I know that if y'all get in the conversation together, we can get the problem solved. But if I add that we went from 10 to fucking 3, that 10 is gonna make these people like, how what the fuck she mean? And oh my God, she was gonna call the police and da, da, da. You get what I'm saying? How it can turn up. So when I go to this person, now this person is on 10 and doing shit. And it's not just one person, it's a couple of people. And all these particular individual people are doing really toxic, petty shit, and it's really hypocritical. Because the problem that they have with this person, even though they're being weird, it's not wrong. What she's doing, it may not be what you want, but it's not wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? Like when we're mediating something, this person is not doing something wrong. It's not wrong at all. It's just not what this group of people wants. Now, me, if I'm to choose what I want to do what this group of people wants. But this is their ship. We can't steer that ship. This is what they want to do. So this is the issue. People's strategy was different. And I think we needed to give grace, but also multiple times grace has been given. But it's not about somebody doing something wrong. It's about doing it a certain way. And these people wanted it to be done a certain way. And it wasn't done a certain way. And then these people started to be very, very toxic and hypocritical. They start having little meetings about just doing shady ass shit. And so it opened up my eyes about this group of people too. Where I'm like, oh, y'all shady too. Like, just as much as she is shady, y'all are shady too. Because all of y'all egos are in this situation. And because I'm in the middle mediating from everybody, I'm hearing all the conversations that people are having behind closed doors. People are coming telling me this, or they're directly telling me because it's not a secret. They're coming telling me, and what I'm seeing is that all of y'all motherfuckers got big ass egos. Y'all think y'all know every fucking thing. Y'all hypocritical because bitch, you do so much shady ass shit behind the scenes. And I know you do it because we talk about it. Like that also was the problem. I know everybody's secrets. And because I know everybody's secrets that everybody else doesn't know, because I'm a trusted individual, because I don't tell people's business, I know that the shit you do behind closed doors is worse than what you're complaining about over here. So how dare you try to sabotage what she got going on because you're a fucking hypocrite. And so I'm seeing multiple people, and I'm talking about like say 10. 10 people put their egos on the line and put their egos forward when they doing shady ass shit, weird ass shit. And so for me, in that moment, even though I got everybody's feathers down and we survived the week, for myself, I was like, I don't want to be a part of this community no more. I was like, oh, this whatever this is toxic as fuck. And if I continue to be a part of it, it is going to make me blow up. And I don't want to be a part of it anymore. And so in that moment, after that, I talked to Lewis Mitchell, and I said, Lewis, I think this is gonna be my last time coming. And Lewis was like, I hope not, because you've been a part of it since the beginning, just like me. And I hope not. And I was like, I think it is, because everybody involved in this bullshit, I don't like anymore. Just based on how they were treating other people. Not treating me, because I was mediating it. So they were being nice to me. Everybody was being nice to me. But how they were treating each other did not sit well with me. Despite me making everything calm down and be cool. It just shifted my relationship with a bunch of people who were involved with this situation. That was the problem. It shifted how I thought about them. It shifted how I thought about their politics, how I thought they moved in community, how I thought they nobody was giving each other grace, and they should have been, because the issue that they were having with each other, other outside people was having with them. So let me give you a perfect example just to compare. So say that this person is, I don't know, say this person is doing their program in a way that they want to do it. Like, I don't know, say, my program, and this is, of course, analogy. My program is focused on the color blue. I really think blue is important, and I only want to do blue. Okay? This person comes and says, how dare you? We got so much going on with all the other colors, and you're focused on blue. You should be focusing on red, yellow, and green and blue. Like you have so much going on that you can do more, and you're just focused on blue. Why are you not focused on red, yellow, and blue? Like, you should be focused on red, yellow, and blue. And because you're not focused on red, yellow, and blue, I don't think you're doing this right. So, everybody's mad. Well, I like blue, and I think blue is important. Well, red, yellow, and blue is important. Why are you not? Da, 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 da? Okay, so that's what's happening. That's the generalized what's happening. But this person that's saying red, yellow, and blue, you're not doing right, focus on blue, has another person that works for them who has been trying to tell them, hey, you focus on red, yellow, and blue, but you're forgetting orange and white. So why are you not focused on orange and white? And they said, boom, I'm focused on red, yellow, and blue. You're fired. But remember, this was their vision, red, yellow, and blue. But when they looked at this person, they were judging them by how they were just blue. They were just worried about this one color, the way they wanted to do it. But when they were questioned in their vision, they snuffed out the person who did it. So it's hypocritical for you to come over here and try to be shady to this person who wants to just focus on blue and run they shit how they want to run it. But then when somebody was coming to you to tell you how to run your stuff, you gave them negative consequences. Isn't that the definition of a hypocrite? That's hypocritical to me. That's hypocritical. I feel like you are judging somebody else because they're not doing their shit. Now, mind you, this is their shit. So they can really do it however they want. That's the number one thing. These people, even if you don't agree with how they're doing it, these people are doing, it's their shit. They're the one who did the work. They're the one who are fitting the bill for this shit. So if they want to focus on blue, let them focus on blue. Do I think they could do more? Sure. But they're focused on blue. And it's not wrong for them to focus on blue. It's not wrong. Could they do more? Sure. But they're focused on blue. Is it efficient? No, but blue will be taken care of. Do you see what I'm saying? And everybody's like, yellow, blue, and red, yellow, blue, and red, yellow, blue, and red. But this is their vision. And it's not your vision, and it's not your stuff. But we're trying to push them to be better. Yeah, but if they're resistant, then either don't participate or just support them doing blue, and you take care of yellow and red. You take care of those two. Since they're going to focus on blue, you take care of, your strategy has to change. You can't just be negative. Well, I want to hold them accountable. I want to boycott them. I want to do all this negative stuff to them. But when a motherfucker was trying to call you out for your ego and your vision, you just fired them. And had them almost homeless or had them without a paycheck because you didn't care about that community member that was trying to call you out and have you do something different. And this is this. I'm giving an example of one person, but this is multiple people doing this against this entity. Where I'm like, oh, girl, but because I know everybody's shit, I can call it out. I can see it. Oh, but you did this when it was your vision that was being called out. It was like, oh, you had excuses. When people were pushing your vision, your ego, and I'm the boss, and I make the rules, and I set the standard came out. But when somebody else was the boss, you wanted to hold them accountable. Yeah, it was fake. It was annoying. And everybody involved was fucking dumb, was fucking hypocritical, dumb, or it was mainly the nastiness and the hypocrisy that it was. It was the nastiness and hypocrisy that really got under my skin because nothing about anybody's actions revolved around community care, despite everybody claiming that this was about community. And it was pissing me off the way they were handling each other. Everybody in the scenario, how everybody was handling each other was so nasty and hypocritical. And I'm trying to make everybody have a good experience at this event. And none of y'all is even considering me, like the stress that this is causing me, because y'all too busy being nasty to the other people. Now, mind you, they weren't being nasty to me. But I'm seeing you being nasty, and y'all all know that I am trying to make this a positive experience, but y'all are being nasty to each other. So nasty for no reason. Let me not say for no reason. For a reason that's about ego. For a reason that is about y'all vision and strategy not matching. There's a difference when somebody is doing wrong. Like, no, this is not about people doing wrong. This is about people not agreeing on the strategy to do something. I don't think that deserves nastiness. And that is what it was getting from both sides, all different sides. It was getting a bunch of nastiness. It wasn't even the people, it was the organization. No, it was people. This was a people thing. This definitely was a people thing. They were a part of, or everybody was a part of organizations, but it definitely was a people thing, which made it worse. There are people behind these organizations claiming that they are about community, but they're being so nasty to each other. Hypocritical and nasty. And so when I left the space, I left really, really drained. I left really, really not liking people, feeling exploited by the organization and the people, not just even people with not in the organization, just exploited by the scenario in regards to the stress of dealing with the situation. And then even after, when I was home and resting and trying to recover from the situation, they're still continuing the nastiness, having meetings and all this kind of shady, nasty ass shit. Yeah, it just was so much shady ass, nasty ass shit. And I didn't like it. And it shifted my relationship to these people involved. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I needed to back up. Where's my milk? How would you show up in the future and better protect yourself? Not show up at all. I'm not going. I didn't renew my contract and I distanced myself from those people, everybody. We still cool, but I'm no longer playing. I'm no longer under any illusions that you are community ass motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? I'm not under any illusions that you are down for community the way you say you're down for community. You always said it was a really positive place. And all of this stuff, Camille, all of this stuff happened behind the scenes. Front facing, everything was beautiful. It was beautiful because I wasn't letting things go down. That's what I'm trying to convey. I wasn't letting things go down. I was trying to put out fires, put out fires, put out fires, put out fires. And so front facing, it was beautiful. If you didn't know what was going on, you would have had just an amazing experience. But I see what's going on. I see how nasty they're being to each other. And being that after the event was over, people were still trying to be nasty, child. I'm out of here. Or when it was time to have those kind of harder conversations about critique, like this is what we could have did better, and the feedback was given, and people weren't receiving the feedback to get better, they was receiving it as an attack from multiple people. It let me know that y'all ego is still involved. It just was, yeah, I just can't deal with that. I can't. Mm. Yeah. When Stevie and Lindsay was trying to go separate, or when Stevie and Lindsay was trying to was letting their relationship fuck shit up. Yeah, but it definitely was a bunch of mess that I didn't want to that I don't want to be involved in. I'm like, let them deal with it. I felt but then all on top of that, that was at the event, building up to the event, I just felt disempowered, and I felt, I don't know, it just started to get weird, and I didn't want to deal with it no more. Look at these earrings. Aren't these earrings cute, y'all? They're like a watch. So this is why I want to make that watch necklace so I can wear these earrings. And so these earrings and a watch necklace that I made. Wouldn't that be so cute? I love these. They're so cute. I love these. That's why I want to make that watch necklace. I'm thinking it'd be fire. Mm. But yeah, I just got tired. But it put me in a situation where I can focus on my own stuff. Um, and that's what happened. This year has been amazing for Marsha's Plate. It has been we have grown our audience, and our numbers are doing great on Apple. Our numbers are doing great on Spotify. Our numbers are doing great on SoundCloud. Our numbers are doing great, and we have gotten sponsorships. We got events that we're going to be doing soon. Yeah, it just was God's way of kind of clearing out. I love collaborating. I love collaborating and working with other people. And so I have been kind of I've been by avoiding kind of just going out on my own. I've always done my own shit. Um um yeah, I just kind of I just always like working with other people. So I never really wanted to be out of the B Tech family because I like working with other people. But now that I just see that it's just we just don't have the same vision. I just yeah, it just doesn't work. Um You have the perfect lineup for host now. You think so? I like my host. Um, I don't know about perfect, but I like my host. I'm happy for you and your success. Thank you, Miss Amy. Diamond, when it comes to jewelry, do you more so are you more so a silver girl, gold girl, rose girl? I am a everything girl. I have gold. Well, this brass, but gold. I have rose gold. And I have silver. Let me show you my silver. What is my? I love this one. This is one of my favorite silver rings. Oh, well, maybe I don't know where it's at. I don't know where the silver one. Oh, there it go. It was on the table too. Here's the silver one. I love this silver ring. Yes, this is one of my favorite silver rings. It got blue crystals and silver. This is one of my favorite gold ones. I got amethyst. I love this one because it's just so big and gaudy. It's so big and gaudy. I love that. With amethyst, because my birthday is February. Amethyst is my birthstone. Then some more brass. This one. This brass. I have a neutral skin tone. I can do silver or gold. When I'm super tan, like it's getting to fall and winter, so I'm not really tan. So it's giving very blank canvas, baby. It's no kind of tone on it. No kind of tan. But when I'm tan, I look better with the gold. When I'm like this without a tan, I look better with the silver. Rose gold look good anytime. Rose gold, I can wear that any time of year. But when I'm less tan, like I am now, I feel like the silver looks good on me because I'm pale. But when I'm tan, the brass looks better. When I'm tan and golden and bronzy. It's 4:40 a.m. in Detroit. Hey, Detroit. It is 3:40 a.m. in Houston. 3:40 a.m. Even in the midnight hour, he's always on time. Yes, he is. Oh, sweet, so sweet. 2:40 in Denver. Yes, come on, Denver. I haven't been to Denver in so long. I want to go back and visit Denver. I haven't been to Denver in so long, since like 2000 and I've flown there, like if I had a layover there, but as far as going there to visit, I haven't been there since 2006 or no 2007. It's been so long since I've been in Denver to have fun. So will Houston be your forever city now? Will it be my forever city? I wouldn't be mad at it. I can't tell you if it will be. If there's an amazing opportunity that I get somewhere else, then great, I'll do it. But as of right now, I love Houston. I love Houston. There's nothing about Houston that I hate. Everything about it I love. 1:40 here in California. Diamond, when you're visiting the West Coast, I am visiting the West Coast in about 2 weeks. I will be in San Francisco I am on the board of Transgender Law Center, and we have our yearly fundraiser on October the 19th or 18th. When is the 18th? Let me see. Yes, on Friday the 18th. It's so sweet. Yeah, Friday the 18th. And so I will be in San Francisco on the 18th. I fly in. I used to live in Houston, but it grew way too much for me. What was too much? What do you mean by that? Um, but yes, Houston will be my forever city. So far, I live for the adventures of young Diamond. Um, yeah. Sounds side note, do you have any West Coast trade stories? Do I have any West Coast trade stories? West Coast trade. First of all, West Coast, I like black men, and usually West Coast black men don't like black girls, especially authentically black girls. Like if you're kind of the mixed looking, and I could give that look sometimes, but my personality doesn't give mixed girl. And so I clash with a lot of black men on the West Coast, unless they're from somewhere like Oakland or Inglewood, or but a lot of times they don't be liking black girls. So I don't really engage. Usually, the trade that I know in California, they're not from California. Like I have a piece of trade in LA, but he's from the DMV. Um, I don't have nobody in San Francisco. I have a piece of trade in San Diego, but he's from Vegas. I'm trying to think of, but I don't know if there's the stories with them is like entertaining to tell. They're just regular trade. I'm trying to think of um Jamar isn't that's not an entertaining story to tell, though. It's nothing happened. We just have. There's nothing, no kind of exciting story. He's just a piece of trade that I have a client for real, for real. Um, now Keenan, that might be an interesting story to tell, but I don't know if it's not long. um, but I'll tell the story. Let me go pee and I'll come back and tell it. Let me read what y'all saying. I'll come back and tell that once I go use the bathroom. Um, the population has exploded. I used to live in Katy and Tomball, and it just seems like everywhere in Houston has gotten oversaturated. I'm a small town girl at heart. Oh, you can't come to Houston and try to live a small town life. Houston is the fourth largest city in America. You can't come here and think you're gonna live a small town life. No. So yeah. People don't know that. I'm like, yeah, it's New York, LA, Chicago, Houston. Yes, it's definitely a city. You definitely got to be a city girl and enjoy a southern city. It is a country city, um, but um, but definitely a city. I live in Shreveport now. Yeah, I couldn't live in Shreveport. Oh my God, I was so. My mom used to say in Minden, and we used to have to go to Shreveport just for a little bit of fun. My brother lives in Columbus now, in Columbus, Ohio now. I'm about to be up there too at the beginning of November. But my mom used to stay in Minden, and when I come visit her, we would have to I lived in Columbus when you lived in Indianapolis. When I we would go to Shreveport, and only thing to do there was the fucking casino. It was fun, but it was nothing to do but the casino. Let me go use the bathroom, and then I'll tell y'all about Keenan from Vegas. All righty. Minden is small. Okay. I bought this hand soap from Amazon, and I did not like it. And then my homegirl bought some from Amazon too, different ones. And I really love hers. So I'm gonna have to re-up. I really love hers. So I'm gonna have to re-up on hers because it smells so good. It makes your hand feel so soft and silky. when you use it. And then you follow with some good smell goods. Love, 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 love. Love this. All right. So let's talk about Keenan from Vegas. This is not a it's not a, I don't think it's like a good story, but it's interesting. Maybe. So I met Keenan on Black Planet. He was a Q dog. He played football. He was dark skinned. He was fine as hell with a body. He just was everything that was my type. Like a dream. Like as far as what I like in men. Nice thick body. Nice dick, chocolate, fine. Just everything about him fine. And so he was far away in Vegas. I had never went to Vegas. I rarely come to Vegas. When we met, I really wasn't a traveling escort like that. I was an escort, but I wasn't traveling yet. And I actually had stopped when we met. I had stopped being an escort because I was in a relationship. But we met online, and you know what I'm saying? I told him that I had a boyfriend and blah blah blah. But we were still like, he would still hit me up on Yahoo, so we would be chatting. But not about like hooking up or nothing, just chatting. And so when me and my boyfriend broke up and I started to kind of like travel and be an escort, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of traveling and meeting, I'm single and meeting people on the apps and kind of, you're not on the apps because the apps wasn't popping at the time. It was sites like Black Planet, Urban Chat, Mocha Space, MySpace. We had all kind Nude Africa. It was all kinds of sites. Tagged, online booty call. So y'all remember all of them? So if you're watching, thumbs up. So when I started traveling, I was like, yo, I don't ever come to Vegas because Vegas wasn't a city that was popping for traveling escorts. Like I don't know too many people that went to Vegas and made like tons of money. They may have made some, but it just wasn't one of those cities because of so many hoes out there. You don't really make no money when the market is Adam for Adam came later on. I never was on Adam for Adam. Just the name was triggering for me as a trans woman. Adam for Adam. That doesn't even sound like it's for the girls. That just sounds like it's for the butch queens. So I never was on Adam for Adam. Even like black gay chat, like it felt gay as hell. But when I got on Black Gay Chat, they switched it to BGC Live, and it was so many, like they had specific groups for trans people. So it was like it made us, you can look over it. Whereas Adam for Adam, no. I love BGC. BGC was fun. So I had told Keenan that yeah, the forums and the chat rooms were dope. So I told Keenan that I don't come to Vegas, and he was like, yo, but I come. He was like, but I'm moving to San Diego. Do you come to San Diego? And I was like, oh, yes, I do come to San Diego because I would go to San Diego and go to Tijuana and get my body done, get pumped. And so, so I would come to San Diego, maybe like once a year. And so it was dope. So I was like, oh, cute. So I can see you when I come to San Diego. But the problem with San Diego is if I'm going to get pumped, we ain't gonna be having because I'm gonna be pumped and I'm gonna be tender and sore and we can't even mess around. So no. So the first time I go with my where do I go? I go with Ty. So the first time I go to San Diego, I go with Ty. Me and Ty go. It's the first time I got pumped. And yeah, it just would me and Ty have a good time. So we end up having the trade, we end up blah blah blah. And I end up going to see Keenan. So um when I get to his house, we are it's just a vibe. Like his house is so nice. It's not a house, it's an apartment. But it's so clean, it's so nice, and he looking good. It's our first time hooking up. So it's all fire. The first time we hook up, it is all fire. We have a good time. We have some good little sessions. Um, he gives me some head, but he ain't never gave no head before, so it kind of was garbage head. It was that kind of head that's like they want to do it and they eager to do it, but they don't know how to do it, and so it's like all teethy and oh, it was horrible. But he was so fine, and he was, you know what I'm saying? It just was just the excitement of hooking up with him because he was so everything. But if I'm looking back on it, it was definitely you messing with a first timer because there's no skill in this moment. And so I was like, ugh. So the next time I come, I don't come with Ty, I come with this girl named Tasia. So Tasia is a newly transitioned trans girl. She's about 10 years older than me. She's in her early 30s. I'm in my early 20s. She is, how do I describe Tasia? Tasia is she's been a butch queen all her life. That's just now coming into her womanhood. She's been a butch queen with coins because she was a stunt queen. So she always had a nice car. Her house was always laid. She always had a bunch of boys around her because she didn't mind shaking her purse as a butch queen. So that's just how so imagine a very bougie butch queen that now has transitioned. And so she is a very bougie girl that has maneuvered the world as a butch queen. So sometimes you got a reminder that you're a girl now, darling. You can't move like a butch queen in the way that you used to. It's a whole different world over here. She didn't do pussy stunt. She's stunt. She was a stunt queen, not a pussy stunt queen. She wasn't on that level yet. She was, like I said, she was newly transitioned. But she wasn't unattractive. She was cute. Let me see if I can find y'all. She actually got murdered by one of her pieces of trade. And I think her case was shown on a her case. She was killed day after Christmas on 2008. Here's her case. One of her T-door things. But yeah, she was an attractive girl. She was short. She was like 5'6", 5'7". Her boyfriend Michael was with her. He killed her. Both of these were her trades. Her main trade and her side piece. Her side piece killed her and her boyfriend, her main piece. Yeah. But yeah, so me and Tasia, yeah, she was from Indy. Yeah, so Tasia admired me. She was like, "You've been in this life longer than me, and I feel like your transition is going good. Your body looks good. You're not deformed like some of these other girls. You look, you know what I'm saying? You look like I want to go in the direction that you going. So can you take me to the doctors that you went to so that I am not getting botched?" And I said, "Sure." Yes, I can take you to where I go to, and yeah, let's go. And so me and Tasia end up going to San Diego so that she can get her body done. And so we flew out there. And so this is the second time that I would be meeting up with um is this the girl that shared trade with Mario? Yes. Yeah. So y'all be having good memories. I'm glad y'all do. so y'all know my stories be matching up. Yes, this is her. And so so this will be the second time that me and Keenan hooked up. And so I was excited about hooking up with him because the last time was so cool. And since we've been talking, he's been kind of wanting to explore other stuff, like being topped. Because the first time he wasn't trying to get topped, he just was trying to suck some peace. But the second time he wanted to give up them cookies. And I was like, yay, because I'm a verse queen, so I want you to be verse, all that kind of stuff. But he wasn't down with the verse shit the first time we hooked up. But he did, do some oral stuff. So that was cool. So this time we were supposed to do some versing, baby, some versing. So I was ready and willing and ready to go. So once we take Tasia to get her body done, Tasia is feeling like, as to be expected, Tasia is giving very bad mood fish. So I can tell that she's kind of in a bad mood from her just her demeanor, and she just got pumped, so she it's uncomfortable. But I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to go to Keenan's house, but for whatever reason, because economic shit has changed, Keenan has a roommate now. And so I'm like, either you have a roommate or you have a living girlfriend now. One of them two has happened, because he said he had a roommate, but one of them two, but it don't really matter to me. I don't really care because we're just hooking up. And so, but one of them is happening. We can't go to his house like we did last time. But he didn't tell me this to the last minute. And my plan was to go to his house. And so, like I did last time. And so that wasn't on the table. So it was like, ooh, me and Tasia we are sharing a room. And so it's like, oh, ain't no privacy in here. So it's not like there's no way to hook up and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, but damn, I'm not going to be able to come to San Diego. I know I'm going to be here again, but I'm here now. So we've been talking hella shit about me getting up in them cakes. And I'm trying to get up in them chocolate Q dog cakes. And so I tell him, let's wait till she go to sleep. And then you come over and we can have our session and we just be quiet. Like we can just have our sessions and, be quiet. So he like, oh, you got somebody in the room. I don't really want to do nothing with somebody in the room. And I was like, well, then we're not gonna do nothing because you got roommates. Cause why I thought it was a bitch, like why I thought he had a girlfriend or something in there, because what kind of niggas trip your roommate trip about you having company? No, and dudes, like what? Ain't no nigga tripping about you having a girl company over. So it made me feel like you thinking I'm super clocky and I'm gonna get you clocked. But that couldn't have been the case because the first time I met him, it was around dudes. Like it was around dudes who didn't know my T. So he knew I could pass. So it wasn't, I didn't understand it. I felt like it was a chick. And so that's why he couldn't have company. So I was like, well, then you're not gonna be able to come out. We're not gonna see each other because this is the time. So if you want to hook up, then you gotta come through. So he makes up his mind, he comes through, and he ends up coming through. So all the lights are off except for the TV. So only the TV is shining. Tasia is asleep. She's pumped. Has taken her taking her sleeping medicine and her healing. Everything that you do when you get pumped, after you get pumped, is you take painkillers and blah, 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 blah. So she's over there laid, knocked out. So he comes in the room looking like a motherfucking, oh God, he was looking so good. Oh, he was looking so good. He had on this like chocolate. He's a dark-skinned dude, and he had this chocolate pea coat and these jeans, and he just looks so fly and smells so good. And he's like 2 inches taller than me. I'm 5'11", so he was probably around 6'1", 6'2". And he just was looking so fucking good. He just was looking so good. So he nervous because he sees a person over there asleep. It's not that he doesn't know that she's there. It's just that he's being all weird and nervous about it. And so I was like, she sleep. If you, and at this point, it's like, you either down or you not. You done came all the way here. So what you trying to do? Like, nigga, so he's sitting on the edge of the bed, like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this. And but I'm like, okay, well, what we gonna do? Like, you gonna sit here on the bed, or we go home? Like, what? In my brain, I'm like, I don't know what we about to do if you're not down with it. So we sit there and talk for a little bit, but then, as we talk, I see that thing in them slacks riding right up. So I get to touching him on his thighs and get to fiddling with his pieces, whatever. And he take off his jacket, and we started getting it popping. So I I ease back on the bed. So my back is to the headboard and my body, my legs is pointed that way. So he comes up and he get to give me head or whatever. Much better head than last time. So you done had some practice or something because this is good. This is lovely. This is lovely, lovely, lovely. So he done took all his clothes off, um, giving me head, blah, 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 blah. So everything's all good. Boom, 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 boom. Now I flipped the script and I started giving him some head. Um, now I'm playing with that ass, testing it out because you said you wanted to come over here and get boinked. So if you wanted to come over here and get boinked, you got to prepare to get boinked. And we talked about you being prepared to get boinked. So I gave you the lesson on how to prepare to get boinked. And you needed to do what you needed to do. So I needed to test it out and make sure everything was right. And everything was right. And so I reach over to the cabinet, get the condom, get the lube, and while I'm giving him head, I'm fingering them with the lube, and then I'm putting the lube up in there because I'm about to wear it out. And so I flip him over in the doggy style position, and I get up in him. And so now we ain't supposed to be making no noise. So he's trying to be quiet so he doesn't wake up the situation. And so I'm caking it. Boom, 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 boom. Pound town, pound town, pound town. Boom. And so he started getting his life. Next thing, while we're having, next thing I know, the light flicks on and Tasia done woke up and she's looking over. I'm butt naked. He's butt naked. And I'm wearing his cookies out. and she was like, "Oh my God." And cut the lights off real quick. And Trey was so embarrassed. And he hurried up and pulled the covers over him. But he just laid there and I laid next to him, but he put the covers over because we was in like the doggy style position. And when he hurried up and pulled the covers over, I laid down next to him and we was right next to each other. And she ended up getting up and going to the bathroom and then laying back down. And I guess she ended up going back to sleep. And then because I was next to him, now instead of us being like doggy style, now I'm behind him and I take my piece and put it in him from the side. So then I'm wearing his cakes out like that. And I'm basically giving him a hand job while I'm fucking him. And he gets his life nuts everywhere, blah, 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 blah. And now he just laying there. And he was like, "Man, this is crazy." He was like, "Man, this shit is wild. I'm about to go home." And he put his clothes on and put his jacket on and leave after getting his fake cakes pounded. And then he hits me up. He hits me up the next day, and he just was talking about how exciting it was, and just talking about it. And he was like, "Am I gonna have some free time?" And I was like, "Nah," because she got pumped that day. I was supposed to get pumped the day after. That's how the doctor scheduled us. She did it first, and I get next. And so yeah, I'm gonna be pumped, so I'm not gonna be doing nothing. And so we had a really good time the night before, and yeah, that was actually the second time I hooked up with Keenan, and I never seen Keenan again because I never went back to. I went back to San Diego, but I lost contact with him because um we weren't using Black Planet no more, and I lost his number. Yeah, it was a bunch of. I just didn't have his number no more, so I lost contact with him. But it was a good session. It was a good moment. But that's only West Coast trade story that I really got, other than Jamar, and that's not even a story. That's a client. He paid me to have him, and that was it. It wasn't a story. But yeah, Tasia caught me and Keenan having Keenan from Vegas. I was married to a Keenan too, but this is not the same one. Keenan from Vegas. And that's my West Coast story. I don't really have any more West Coast stories. Oh, me and Ty have a West Coast story. Me and Ty. So, okay, this ain't no long story either. So the very first time we went, this is the this is the same trip as the first time that I hooked up with Keenan. So remember, that time I went to his house. So this is the same trip. The first trip I ever went to Mexico was with Ty. The second trip was with Tasia. So with Ty, so me and Ty are going to, where was we at? We were in San Diego, but I don't know. I think we were getting pumped the next day, and this was the first day, and we were hanging out. And there is a mall in downtown San Diego that's like an outside kind of mall. It got like a movie theater, all the clothing stores, and it's like an outside kind of mall. I don't remember what the mall is called, but it's outside and it's downtown San Diego. And so we had went to this beach or something in Chula Vista, and we were riding the trolley back, and we were sitting there on the train, and there was this boy who was we're sitting in two seats by this rail right by the door, and this boy is like standing up against the door, not up against the door, but like right by the door, and he's like flirting with me, and I'm like, now he cute, like he real cute, like body and cute, but he looking real hood, be looking real hoodlum. But we get off the train on our street. But once we get off it's a trolley. Once we get off the trolley, we have to get to our hotel. We have to walk like 4 or 5 blocks to get to the hotel. And so when we get off on our street, he gets off on our street and he is walking with us, like not with us, like by us, but like following us. And so we get in, now mind you, we're like, how old are we? I'm gonna say we're like 20, 23. Yeah, we're like 23. And so I feel like I got a booger in my nose. 1 second, let me get some tissue. So yeah, we're like 23, 23-year-old little tranny sluts. And so when we get to like 2 blocks from our destination, he says, "Where y'all about to go?" And we both turn around and we be like, "Oh, we're about to go to our hotel." And he was like, "Can I come?" And both of us laugh and say, "We don't care." And he says, "Okay." And so he follows us all the way to the hotel, and we come upstairs. He comes upstairs to our hotel room. And so when he come in, he's just looking so delicious, and we just talking and da da da. We're trying to feel him out because okay, because we have little flirting little moments, but we didn't really talk about nothing. So what's going on? And he says, and he was like, "Where y'all coming from?" We was like, "Oh, we went to the beach," and he was like, "Where y'all from?" And I was like, "We like we from Chicago." We didn't want to say Indianapolis. We from Chicago, and he was like, "Ah, what y'all doing down here?" And so he was like, "Ooh." So we was like, "Oh no, we just visiting." I said, "My dad lives down here," which I technically wasn't lying. My dad did actually live there, but I hadn't talked to my dad in decades, child. But he did live in San Diego, and so we telling him, my dad lives there, and blah 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 blah. Blah. He pulls out. He was like, "Do y'all smoke?" And I say no, but Ty says yes. So Ty does smoke, and so so he get to rolling the blunt. This is California. He get to rolling the blunt, and he get to just flirting again, and what y'all trying to get into, blah 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 blah. So we finally, instead of acting coy, we finally get to being like, "Shit, we trying to get into you. What is you trying to get into? What you trying to get into?" And he was like, "I'm trying to get into y'all." And we was like, "So show us what you're working with or whatever." So honey, he pull out his dick. Dick is big and right. He take off his jacket, not the jacket. He take off the little shirt, and he got like a fucking body, like way better than I thought it was under the. I knew it was a nice body, but when he took the clothes off, it was like, oh, good God. And so we get to gobbling that meat up. We get to both sucking his dick, and Ty go in the bathroom and get ready to get plunged. Cause me, I don't really be getting plunged like that. I be trying to get in people's case. Ty, she don't mind getting the plunge. And so she go in the bathroom to go douche real quick. So once she saw that piece, she was like, "Oh, I need to have this piece inside of me." So first we start out sucking his piece together, but now she's going in there douching, so I'm sucking his piece by itself. And so I make him nut though. So when he nuts, he gets to he gets up and he gets to acting all like um, like overly macho, like very weird, like oh, 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 like pacing the room, all being weird, where it's getting kind of like, are we about to have to twirl this nigga? Like, what is about to happen here? Like, what is about to go down? Because he's getting real weird. This is a cocky ass nigga. Are we gonna have to fight him together? Blah 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 blah. And so imagine Ty coming out the bathroom and he's doing this fucking gorilla pacing through the room. And Ty is like, what the fuck is happening? so so I'm like, are you cool? You straight? Like I sit over by the bed because it's a one bed, it's a one room. I mean, it's two queen beds in one room. And so I sit over on this side of this bed, and he's kind of pacing back and forth, and Ty come over on the other bed. So we like on different sides of him because if we got to get you, we gonna get you. And so um eventually he get to calming down. Like I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him. No, he wasn't being angry. It just felt like a ritual. It felt like weird ass fucking. I don't know what the fuck it was, but he was basically pacing back and forth after nutting. Um, and so next thing I know, um, um, Ty go over there and grab his piece. Like she get to take in his hand. She took her hand and grabbed his piece. And so the piece ain't never, first of all, he nuts, but the piece ain't never went down. It not fully down, but you get what I'm saying? It's still thick and right and da 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 da. Baby Ty put a condom on that thing and bent over, and he got to wearing all this aggressive stuff. He started giving to Ty in her cookies, baby. And I was like, oh no, baby, that could not be me because he is pounding you, baby. It could not be me, honey. And she was like, oh, 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 oh. It was so, to me, it was so funny because I knew that dingaling was hurting her because as aggressive as he was giving, he was wearing her cookies out. And so he ended up nutting again. And this time he did the same little Hulk Hogan ritual. Walking, walking back and forth across. Except this time, you know, he calms down and rolls another blunt and get to smoking. And then he says, "Oh, let me get y'all number. I want to do this again before y'all go. Let me get y'all number." in his little Cali voice, sounded like he sounded like Easy E. And so yeah, we ended up giving him our number and he ended up leaving. And that was us having our Cali trade. Yeah, my Cali stories ain't, I have more negative Cali stories than positive. Those are the two good ones. I've never had nobody while I was in San Diego. I mean in San Francisco. Um LA was Jamar. It wasn't nothing. It was a client. Um the session was cool. Wasn't nothing to talk about. Um Yeah, that's about it. I don't have luck with West Coast trade. Mm-mm, no, but that's about it. I hope you enjoyed that, Miss Amy. That's all I got for you, darling. Sorry. No West Coast trade other than them, other than like clients and shit. But just fun. Just fun trade. Those was my two. Oh, I forgot to tell you the story. Before we went to, this don't have nothing to do with this don't have nothing to do with having the trade, but me and Tasia, the day that we were supposed to, there was a weird ass story that happened. The day before so when we came to Mexico to get our body done, how we scheduled is we come in the day before, she gets her body done the next day, I get my body done the next day, and then we go home the next day. So it's a 4-day trip. Coming in, having fun, go to get her body done on, like, let's say we came in on Monday. We come in on Monday to have fun before she gets pumped. Tuesday she gets pumped. Wednesday I get pumped. Thursday we both go home. That was the schedule. And so on that Monday, so that Tuesday is when I have Keenan. So on that Monday, this is our time to have fun in San Diego. And so we go to this little bar that it's a queer bar, but we found it online and we asked people online where should we go, and they told us that this little bar. But when we go in there, it was whack. But there was a dude in there that was like, "Oh, what y'all about to do? Like, let me show y'all around town and blah 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 blah." And he was this older black dude, dressed real dressed, I want to say dressed nice, but dressed, he had on slacks and and a um in a button-up shirt, but it was kind of open right here. I want to say he was dressed up, just dressed up relaxed though. Blazer, a suit jacket on over the unbuttoned shirt. So he just, and he smelled great. He looked great. He had a nice fresh haircut. He was like like it looked like somebody who had came to the bar after work and got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And we were like, oh, well, yeah, sure, we're together. So it's another thing. It'd be different if we were alone. We might not want to ride with somebody we don't know, but because we were together, we was a little bit more adventurous because, we're together. So yeah, when he said, let me drive y'all around and show y'all around the city. And so we like, sure, we together. So let's go. Let's see what it is. Now Tasia smokes down. Like she is a weed head. So I don't smoke. And so so I'm like, so he asked, do we smoke? And she was like, yeah, I smoke. She was like, okay, cool. So let's go get some weed. And so we driving around with him. He's driving around telling us different parts of the city that's like hood, that's been gentrified, and just kind of showing us all different spots and then taking us to the bougie spots, taking us to different stuff. And so it's really, really like it's really detailed. Now, mind you, I used to come to San Diego with my dad from like 92 to like 93. Those 2 summers I spent with my dad. And 90 the summer between the summer of 92, sorry, not 2 summers, the summer of 92 is the summer that I spent with my dad, and I stayed there the whole summer. So and this is back when the school summer was long, like it was from fucking May to fucking September. They done cut down the summers for the kids. Shit, school start back in August and don't end to June. This is when you used to get out of school in May and don't go back till like September, basically. So anyway, we driving around with him. We get to this apartment. Now we smoking with him. May 25th. Yeah, it used to be fire. And I'm not smoking. They're smoking. And so we get to this apartment and he stops and we go in with him. And we go into this apartment and I'm like, and my mom is a crackhead. So I know what a trap house look like. So we walk in here and it's looking like a trap house. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's the tea? All right, babe. Yeah, we appreciate you bringing us to your little spot, but it's time for us to get back to where we need to go. And so this girl and this guy come into the apartment. And so they go to the back, they talking. So now my spidey senses is going up. My antenna is going up like danger, 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 danger. Like there's something that ain't right with this scenario. Like this is getting weird and I don't like what's going on with it. Like it's too much whispering and talking and it's too much going on that I don't trust it. So I tell her, I tell Tasia. Now Tasia done smoked his weed, so she's feeling high, and I'm not. So I'm like, you not paying attention, but bitch, something's weird going on. It may not be dangerous, but it's weird. And so they all come out, and I say, hey, yo, it's time for us to go. Like, you got to take us back to where we at. And so the girl who had came in after us, she was like, oh, well, he says, yeah, he gonna take us, but the girl was like, now if you take them, I don't know if your shit is gonna be here when you get back. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And he was like, and the other dude was like, yo, so do y'all get high? And I was like, nah, I don't. And Tasia was like, what you mean? He was like, y'all smoke, y'all do y'all do anything other than weed? And we was like, oh nah, we don't fuck with that or whatever. So apparently we are in a house, a trap house with a bunch of crackheads, including the dude that been driving us around. And so what the girl is telling him is that they all came across like some crack and they was about to smoke it up. And if he leaves, they can't promise him that it's gonna be some left by the time he come back. And so the dude was like, yo, I'm not about to miss out on my hit. So y'all can either wait or y'all figure it out. I ain't about to go nowhere. I'm about to get my hit. And so that's basically what it is. He like, my niggas. It's been cool, but I'm trying to get high off my crack. And my friends have brought me my hits. And I want to take y'all. I want to take y'all back to y'all little spot, but I need to get high first. And y'all acting like y'all want to wait. You acting all bougie and stuck up like you don't want to wait. Because I was the one that was more like, oh no, But you got to understand, I come from trauma of the crack epidemic with my mom being. So it's all horrible for me. Now, Tasia, she already high from not from the crack, but from the weed that they smoke. So she cool. She want to sit and chill. But I'm like, bitch, I'm out of here. Come on. I'm not leaving you in here. We're getting up out of here. So come on. We'll find a cab or something and we'll figure it out. Because this is before Ubers or anything. We'll figure it out. And so I grab her ass and come on, bitch, get the fuck up. Get up. Come on. She high as a kite. So we leave his apartment and we're basically walking down the road. Walking down the road in a direction that we don't know nothing about because we in a city that we don't know nothing about. And next thing we know, we walk like 4 blocks and till we get to close, we're going towards a gas station that we see down the street. So we like walking 4 blocks. And next thing we know, this van pulls up on us. And it's these cute ass, this black boy and this Mexican boy. And they are, both of them are so cute. Like, just cute, like nerdy. That's what I don't like about California is California boys are hard to read as opposed to in the South and in the Midwest. Like I can tell when I meet a hood boy, whereas in California, all of them niggas is so whitewashed to me that sometimes their voice, unless they from like Oakland or something, sometimes the way they talk is like a white boy, like a black boy trying to be white to me in regards to their accent. And so it's hard for me to tell if they're a hood boy because they're not giving me hood boy energy. They're giving me very skater boy, black boy, like nerdy black boy, but they will be hood as hell, but you don't know it because you're not used to the culture here in California. So that's how it would be. So when we get in, when they pull up on us, the vibe that they was giving me, it was a black and a Mexican boy, and they was giving very, they're very PC. Yeah, it's very giving whitewashed. What we consider, what we in my where I'm from, this would be how black boys act when they're trying to be white. So he comes, they pull up on us, and they were like, "Where y'all about to go?" Because we looking cute, and I was like, "Oh, we trying to get back to our hotel. We trying to get down. We don't say back to our hotel. I said we trying to get downtown. You gonna take us? You gonna take us downtown?" And they were like, "Yeah, get in, baby." We get into their van, and Now mind you, we jumping in people's cars that we do not know. Why are we doing this? Young and dumb. Nothing bad happens, but it's just this is me thinking about this is like we were really living on the edge. We could have been killed, we could have been sex trafficked. It's so many things that could have happened. but shit, we were fucking walking and stranded, so we were taking a risk. So honey, we got in the car with them, and they in this big old van, like it's an old school. I want to say this is like a van from the 80s or the 70s. It's real square and big. And when you open it up, there's carpet in the back and seats, and there's like this table in the middle of the back of the van. So it's almost like a party bus, but it's not a party bus. It's just an old timey van with carpet and seats in it. That's been kind of. I bet it was fire. I bet it was fire, or you know, for back then. But this was not even. This was like 2004. This wasn't even like 80s. But I feel like this van is from the 80s. So we get in the car, honey, and I sit back there. First, we get in the back, but then the Mexican is driving, and the black boy get in the back with us while we're talking, and he opened up this compartment on the table, and it's nothing but weed and coke. Powder coke. I'm like, what have we got into? This is crazy. We driving around in this van with all this fucking weed and coke in here. We all going to prison. Oh my God. So I'm super paranoid. But they are talking, and they're just cool. They're just cool young dudes. We're all the same age. Well, me and them are the same age. Taja's like 10 years older than us, but she looks young too because she's short. She's like five, like I said, 5'6", 5'7", and she looks young. She looks relatively young. And so yeah, but I just was like, what the fuck is happening? Just because we're in this van with all this weed. So I don't want to get stopped by the police. And we keep seeing police driving, but they're not stopping or whatever. They're not bothering us, and we're not zooming or nothing. And so we end up getting on the highway, and they end up taking us right back down to the downtown to our hotel. And we sit in the parking lot of our hotel, and we sit in the parking lot of our hotel and talk to them while they smoke weed. We end up telling them our tea, and they didn't even. It was almost like it was nothing. Like it was not. They were flirting at first, but then when we end up telling our tea, they was like, "Oh, that's not my thing." Like, but it's okay. It's okay, bro. That's not. I'm not into that, but it's okay. We can still be friends, and yeah, and da, 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 da. We didn't want to have them. They were cute. They were cute, but I was nervous about all the drugs in the van, so I wouldn't even think about having or doing nothing like that. But they weren't ugly at all. They bought the Mexican, and the black boy was cute. But once we told them our tea, they got real, just like, oh, okay, well, they're not flirting no more, but they're still chatting and talking about normal stuff, which was okay, which we actually enjoyed. Um, but we stayed in that van till like till the sun was about to come up. Because when we left the dude at the club was closing, so it was like 2 o'clock in the morning already. And by the time we driving around, and we at his apartment where he wanted to get his crackhead friends to give him some of their crack. By the time we get there, by the time we get back to the hotel and all that kind of stuff, the sun was coming up. It was like 6:30 in the morning, and we were sitting there talking to these people, to these boys about just random ass shit. We just was talking about random ass shit. It wasn't about nothing else. And they end up leaving, and we end up going in the room and got up the next day and went and got her pumped. But it was just a strange night that we was hanging out with a crackhead. Then we were hanging out with two cute dope boys that weren't into trans women, but they were still so nice. They were an ally. Because once we told them our tea, they were no longer flirting, but they weren't like kicking us out saying, "Oh, y'all gotta go." They still was having good conversation with us. It wasn't like, "Oh, we ain't into that. We thought y'all was females. Get out." It was nothing like that. They still sat and talked to us and was just being normal, but they just weren't flirting no more. But yeah, that was a good story too. I enjoyed that night. It was just a night that we were just kind of wilding out, just going where the wind blew us, basically. So yeah, that's all my think of. Yeah, all my positive Cali stories. Mhm. The stories from our young adulthood are the best. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I was way more yeah, I don't really be having no stories like that as I've gotten older because I don't really be doing nothing. Like even now, I haven't had any like an actual penis in me since pre-COVID. I'm talking about 2018. Yeah. Now I done got some head and I done gave some head and I done been in somebody else's cakes, but I don't really be having like all the knock knockout drag out sessions with boys like I used to. Now I usually just be getting some head because I really love getting head. And so now I only fuck with niggas recently that just want to give me some head. So I don't really be having like that. So I don't be having stories. And most of the dudes that I've been dealing with in the past years, like since 2018, there's literally only one new, and I've been dealing with him since 2021. And he's the newest one. The rest of them I've been dealing with since, I mean, Ken, I've been dealing with him since 2006. Um, JT, I've been dealing with him since 2010. And Pat, I've been dealing with Pat since 2012. So those are my three main hookup people. Two client and one just free, friendly Pat. And then the one that I just started to deal with in 2021, Brian. Yeah. So two clients and two freebies. I've been dealing with them for years. And so I don't really have no new people. I've had people in between them, but if it ain't no chemistry to where I want to have them again. So yeah. Ooh. I'm so glad that this back pain is gone. Like I couldn't even like sit here, y'all, without it hurting. Oh, it's almost 5 o'clock. Well, all right, y'all. I might as well go to sleep since it's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Or I could stay up and go to the gym at 6. Or I could not and just go to sleep. But all right, y'all. Make sure y'all thumbs up. I will chat with y'all later on Friday. And yeah, Bye. Good night.